portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
As discussions surrounding the implementation of value-added tax continue, the Coalition for Responsible Taxation is stepping up its focus, helping the government with alternatives to the tax. They've secured the services of one of the world's foremost independent global advisory firms, Oxford Economics.
Co-chair of the coalition, Robert Meyer, said the team has already commenced its work with the full support of government, who has provided information from finance, statistics, and the central bank where necessary. Meyer said the cost to conduct the research is $100,000 to be footed by the coalition.
What we're trying to do is gain the most recent information. In some of the labor cases, we're waiting on more updated data. And once we get that, it'll take us about 4 to 6 weeks to get those numbers and create that baseline, the equilibrium. And we'll look at that with VAT at 15%. We'll look at an alternative VAT, so maybe a reduced rate VAT at 7 or 10. See what that does to the economy and employment and things like that. And then we'll look at it with alternative taxes, such as the infamous payroll tax.
Reiterated that the group is not anti-VAT, but is simply trying to find a level for responsible taxation for the country.
Of taxation and fiscal reform and tax reform is required. There's absolutely no doubt about that. We cannot continue on the path we're on. So there's no argument there. It's just a matter of what the right tax is and what the responsible tax is, right? So that's where we're going. Oxford Economic is to try and understand that in a dynamic way versus the IDB report, which was done, many months after the decision to implement VAT. So what happened is that I think the decision was made on the basis that other countries did it, so we need to do it. That is not always the best means of making a decision.
Reports that he's resigned or threatening to resign from the Free National Movement are false. That's the word coming from F&M Chairman Darren Cash, who today in a telephone conversation with ZNS News said the reports are simply inaccurate. There's been speculation about a rift in the leadership of the F&M, as Cash and F&M leader Dr. Hubert Minnis have reportedly bucked heads over their positions on the legalization of gaming. In a statement issued this evening, Mr. Cash noted that at various levels of the party, there have been spirited discussions on a variety of issues. He said he shared his personal views, and as chairman, he has also recommended a course of action to his party. He further indicated that those matters are for internal discussions, and he regrets that insiders have decided to reveal any part of those discussions. Up to airtime, attempts to reach Dr. Minnis for comment were unsuccessful.
While the union, which represents customs workers, has threatened or says they want to take a strike vote, executives of the Customs Department tell ZNS News operations continue seamlessly at all locations throughout the country and no industrial action has been taken so far. The threat came as those workers are seeking resolution to a laundry list of issues, among them salary increases. Well, the Labor Minister has gone on record saying that the union has been told that a salary increase can't be given at this time due to the state of the economy, and in the event that those officers decide to strike, the Labor Minister says Defense Force officers will be on standby to man those posts. The Bahamas Customs Department celebrating 100 years of service and participation in the 25th Annual International Customs Day on the 21st of March. This year's theme, transforming to meet the needs of the 21st century and beyond. A number of events have been planned to mark the occasion, including a Thanksgiving service at Christchurch Cathedral, a flag-raising ceremony, and a gala banquet at the British Colonial Hilton. The Customs Department has also adopted T.G. Glover Primary School in hopes of impacting the lives of students. Assistant Controller of Customs Gary Smith maintains that although the department may be perceived by many as the enemy, Customs is a multi-layered program with 700 officers.
To the average person, the only thing they seem to think of customs officers when they come weary through the airport, tired, and they open their suitcase. That's a very small portion of what we do. We're involved in trade, industry, and trade, of course, customs, statistics, and all of the other different facets of customs. We're multifaceted force. As a matter of fact, You know, a lot of the offices we represent a lot in the family islands in particular. We perform a lot of agency duties for a number of the agencies, like, for example, agriculture, immigration, and a number of other that are not in there. There's a customs office there, and particularly in some of those island stations. Customs carry the load. I think there's some 33 agencies that we perform on their behalf.
Now, while he couldn't comment on the impact of a value-added tax as it relates to customs duties, Smith says the modernization of taxation is continuing on an international level.
So a lot of things that we do have to be in line with the World Customs Organization. And of course, you know, recently stuff like the European Partnership Agreement, which we'll be hearing more about in the very near future, I'm sure. The WTO and things, all that has an effect on the changes that would be happening in customs. So customs is constantly changing. As the world is changed, we change with the world. Because our main function is to facilitate legitimate trade. And of course, in doing so, sometimes we have to change our modus operandi to suit the environment that we live in.
Well, still to come tonight, a nonprofit organization is appealing for your help.
To help those in need. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain. The Bahamas National Trust has completed a 3-year pilot project on the tourism and coral reef health in the Exuma Keys Land and Sea Park. The project was aided by funding from the Global Environment Facility. A key project objective was the development of a sustainable tourism model for the Exuma Keys Land and Sea Park and its surrounding communities. The model was completed in 2013 through a consultative process involving a diverse group of stakeholders and experts who have expressed a strong desire to see it implemented in the Exuma Keys. In other business news, the sprawling beachfront and marina property Palm Key is providing nearly 100 jobs for persons who are either working directly for the development or for contractors and subcontractors. From unskilled labor to skilled carpenters, plumbers, and electricians, they are working on a 5-year project that includes beachfront and ocean view townhomes in a 5-phase condominium project and numerous individual homes on single-family residential lots. Sales and Marketing Director Zach Bonzak said the property is a beehive of activity right now, and interest continues to grow and construction with it. And in international business news, the average bonus on Wall Street jumped 15% last year to the highest level since 2008 financial crisis. And Reuters is reporting, according to the New York State's budget watchdog, that it was the 3rd largest on record. According to the New York State Comptroller's annual estimate, the cash bonus pool swelled to $26.7 billion in 2013, pushing the average cash bonus to $164,530, a post-2008 high. The increased payout comes as Wall Street posted a 5th consecutive year of profits after record losses during the financial crisis. That was your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain.